We have got to stop meeting this way, Xenoblade Chronicles X. I first played this game December 2015 on launch night, and then waited 3 years to play it again in April of 2018. Today is April 8th of 2020. It's been 2 years since we last played it. Fortunately, the last session was right before I started the habit of leaving notes to my future self as to what was going on, what the controls are, what I should be doing, that sort of thing. However, I did begin the previous VOD with kind of a recap of the story so far, and that is still relevant here. So I'm just going to run through some of that real quick. In the story of Xenoblade Chronicles X, unlike Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, this does take place in like a future sci-fi Earth. It's more like Xenosaga than it is like Xenoblade. Earth was invaded by aliens. We escaped on an Ark ship called the White Whale. We landed on an alien planet. The ship broke up. The life hold that had all of these like people in suspended animation broke up. The main character is one of the people that was woken up. It's one of the officers that's kind of going around exploring the new environment, helping to establish the new city of New Los Angeles and wake up additional people. We're in an organization called Blade, which is an absurd acronym that stands for something like exploring the planet and fighting monsters, finding life holds, fighting tyrants, that sort of a thing. So I'm going to do my best to get back caught up to where we were before. If anyone is familiar with this game and knows something I should know at this point, feel free to speak up and just tell me. Hey, thanks, Zlua. Appreciate that. Lifeboat squads, for those who want an immersive single-player experience. That's me. Keep an eye on the audio. The game's fairly quiet. Let myself down hard. Yeah, clearly come up with the name before the acronym, as they do in Japan. RL is jump, okay. The Professional, Solar Research Probe G1, and Frontier Nav Site 117 in Primordia. Okay. I wanted to start doing that. I think I could just start following the markers. I don't recall if this game has a fast travel system, or if it does, if it's accessible from anywhere or only from certain nodes. Acronym. Xenos are the reference to the aliens that kicked our ass on Earth, which is why we had to get in the Ark ship to get away. Tap places on the map to go there. That's right, there's like this hex system on the Wii U screen down here. Shows me on the map where my objective is, that's helpful. Fast travel. This is an extremely fast load time, I have to say. There's no way for me to get the map on the screen. You just have to trust me that I'm doing something fancy on the Wii U gamepad. I thought about getting a capture card for the Wii U gamepad, but this is like one of the only games it could ever possibly matter for. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. They help with Breath of the Wild. It is a pretty gorgeous game. I'd love for it to get a re-release on the Switch or even on PC. It's actually going to the much further away objective. I'm going to go this way instead. I'm going to remind myself how the combat system works as well. Wonderful 101 requires seeing the gamepad. Let's see. God, some of these creatures are just really awesome looking. I want to install a probe here. I think change probe. Research probe. Confirm change. Cool. That was all on my little screen down here. Discover the unexplored territory or rock cavern in Primordia. Try to do that. That's kind of cool. You set up all these probes around the world map and they can do different things for you, right? Fight that dinosaur in 2030. I know, right? Do you get to a high enough level in this game that you can fight most of the stuff on the map through a normal playthrough? I remember hearing that like the mechs you can ride around on are pretty powerful and kind of the better way to play the late game than normal combat. Now the combat system in this game is more like Xenoblade Chronicles than Xenosaga, even though the story is more like Xenosaga. Does this game have like an unbalanced knockdown effect? There's resistance up. So then we want to attack on the side. That was not the side. Okay, guys. Decent dupes. I do like the idea of the combat system quite a lot. Elma's the character who woke me up. Normal combat's more broken than the Super Endgame. Pretty. Please, it's fine. I know this thing I'm going to is at the intersection of a couple hexes, so I'm not sure if it's up above there or if it's down here. Timer should not be off, thanks, Kevin. I didn't want to start it until after I finished my recap, but... Look at that. Might be able to get there in here, that would be perfect. Oh, hey there. What's up? Good morning. Request assistance from our division. Invite her to join your party. Why not? Scout this blade for a limited time. Scout. I don't think I've done this before. Rock cavern. Literally just had to come in here, that was the quest. Alright, that's fine. We'll see what's in here while I'm here, though. Pretty low level compared to the stuff that's in here, though. So I might not want to mess around with it at the moment. The text in this game is so tiny. I'm level 11, those things are level 33. At least they appear to be not aggressive. Yeah, you can find little cool caves like this one. It's pretty awesome. I feel like this game really rewards exploration above everything else. I'd love to play like a story mode, one-shot all enemies. My least favorite part about Xenoblade Chronicles 3D was having to grind. I believe this game still has significant level math, like Xenoblade Chronicles 1, where like the main thing that determines your success in combat is the comparison between your level and the enemy's level. See if anything else cool back here before I leave. That's a cool thing. What's that? Oh, that's probably a bad idea. Lasers? If I want to run away from something, I literally just run away, right? I can't pick stuff up while I'm in combat. Okay.
Reinforcements. Watch out.
There's more of them.
I'm done for. Hit them hard for me.
Yikes. Okay, there's cool stuff in there. My party members are dead. That's fine. Who even needs party members? See, they're fine. The little hexes on the map, you mean? Let's turn in this quest. Seems like this is in New LA is where we turn it in. Fast travel. Okay. That's fun though. I have lots of really good memories of doing things like that in games. I can't believe how fast the load times are in this. What the hell? Why is it so fast? Like, I feel like this game is a bigger, more complex game world than something like Horizon Zero Dawn or even Breath of the Wild. And the load times are like a third of what they are in those games. Yeah, so some of the asynchronous multiplayer was like being able to do squad missions that impact one another, right? They added some kind of thing, I think, that simulates having players online. The Lifehold squad I joined when I first booted up the game, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Yeah, she's Blade, even though I shouldn't be able to access her, right? She's not, like, connected to another player character, though, right? Really? I didn't realize that. So it's like having another player in my party except their AI control? I never ran into that in the previous 6 hours of play, I don't think. It's pretty cool. This game has a lot of cool ideas. Access the research probe you just installed. You can see the data it's amassed. For the civilians living here, that's their only way of learning about the outside world. The main thing is we're looking for the broken up parts of the Lifehold. Not an agreement. You'll receive sightseeing profits as a lot of people access your research probes. Yeah, the whole design technical stuff. More interesting than the actual gameplay. Putting special data probes into storage probes can help. Raise the limit of how much uranium you can store. Thank you. You learned about link combos and research probes. Put it to actual use. Access your comm device at a Frontier Nav probe site to change the installed probe to a storage probe. But you shouldn't need to do that until I'm approaching the cap, right? God. Alright. To commence a story mission, accepted at the Blade Barracks, which I have to find again. Cannot send because Blade report sharing is disabled. Bummer. Looking at my map down here. Character Hangouts. Blade Concourse. Maintenance Center. These are showing that I completed a mission that was available on the map. Those Comrades requires level 20. We are not there yet. Okay. I could do some just basic world exploration here. Doug can be found here. Okay. So y'all are like, what the fuck is he talking about? This is all stuff that's on the gamepad. There's like this little hex map. Let's see if I can show it there. Yeah, it's crazy being a cart. I don't know how they did it. It's shocking to me. Wish I had like a search option, right? Universal Blade Barracks. Here we go. Yeah, I wonder if they just were very... Is this just a case of like Itoi and... Or not Itoi, Iwata and Pokemon Gold and Silver? Just really efficiently done? Or there's some trickery going on, it's just crazy. The feel of running around in this game is really good. Like, they really got the sprinting and like moon jumping. Feels pretty awesome. Yo! Yo, ahoy there. Active missions, support missions, reward tickets. So those are the old Miiverse missions, which are now disabled, or it looks like they kept some of the content somehow. Maybe they like did a last-second upload of everyone's characters. That's how I was able to recruit this person. Here we go. X members 4 required level 1. Survey 15% of Primordia. That's a cool main mission. But that's like what's fun about the game. Every shrine Breath of the Wild is getting loaded in the background at once every time you ride down the elevator.
What should I whip up today?
Something fried. Something stir-fried. I do like tandoori chicken.
That is a great idea.
So bare bones. Surprised it wasn't cut.
Oh, Tatsu spilled yogurt all over himself.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, Lindley's so understanding.
Like, Tatsu's design isn't silly enough. He needs to have the crazy,
Well, of
like,
course. Now,
bottle
before I do
glasses.
nothing, you spread the yogurt down your back too, okay?
Okay. But, shouldn't Tatsu be cleaning off yogurt instead?
What? Don't be silly. We need it spread evenly for the tandoori sauce.
Tatsu is no chicken, Lindley. Tatsu is Tatsu.
Oh, right. It's tandoori chicken.
Tatsu is not laughing. Tatsu is not laughing.
Main story mission, folks.
Okay, it's ready.
God, the setting is such a cool, like, premise, too. Because that was also true with Xenoblade Chronicles. I haven't seen Xenoblade Chronicles 2 at all, but...
Man, oh man. Delicious. Lucky thing I happen to be in the neighborhood.
I feel like you need to get the Trails of Cold Steel team to write for this sort of game. Right?
Oh, you don't say.
Monolith seems to be really good in environment design.
Alright, listen up.
And they have cool system ideas, but they like throw a million of them in there and don't develop them all.
West of here, Rook. Looks like a piece of the life hold.
That's great news.
Damn right. Look at this.
Now we're getting story stuff.
Nightglow Woods.
Is that what the
Life
Noctilum
hold?
call it? We didn't have names for anything here, so we've been using Noctilum for that whole region.
Naturally, it's a normal name.
Well, that's a silly name.
And Nightglow Woods isn't?
Moving on.
Right, sorry.
According to the Pathfinder's report, there's a large number of indigents in the area.
Indigens
Thankfully, no
are
sign of any
the indigenous life
life.
forms on this planet that we're on.
No, that's wrong. Nopon visit Nightglow Woods all the time.
Yeah, well, like I said, no intelligent life forms have been
Free camera control.
It never hurts to be cautious.
Friends patronize Tatsu. Nopon proud and brave people with rich history, you know.
Pipe down, small fry, or I'll make that nickname come true.
We'll have you check in with Lau's team first. They're already on assignment installing probes in the area. We don't have a fix on the life.
Installing probes everywhere is a really fun core gameplay loop, I think. It's like looking for the towers or shrines in Breath of the Wild. These life holes detected in Noctilum region of the west of New LA. Head there and investigate. Okay. Meet with Lau near Primordia's green threshold. So I should be able to warp somewhat close to there. Noctilum. Oh, but I have to get there from Primordia. Okay. It's pretty crazy. Like, I'll see if I can. Let me see if I can turn on the cat cam and show exactly what the interface looks like here, so you know what I'm doing when I look down. Does that work? God, the glare is awful. Rotate it so it's not so bad. Yeah, so there's like all these hexes, right? And if I tap on a hex, like the one that I want to go to right here has a little shining blue dot. Click there. It gives me a little pop-up that gives me details about the probes I built there, whether it's generating revenue or not, whether it's got combat support, whether I found the Vista that was there, and lets me fast travel. So it's pretty sweet. Hi, Ben. You'd come because I used the cat cam the last time I tried to get video of the gamepad. You showed up. Every NPC has a ton of dialogue that updates as you progress. That's insane. Progress, really. It's shocking to me how quickly they set up on this planet. I think it's implied that the main character was like on ice in a lifehold pod for at least a few years after they landed here. But it still seems like they got their shit together real quick. Like, why would they spend their work on that? I wonder if it's a separate team thing that like everyone was divided into groups and like one person was make side NPC dialogue.
Hey, look who it is.
Hey, I know that
It's been a
voice.
while.
It has. Are you going to introduce me to your friends? Where's Danny and Boris?
These are my new team
Weeks? Seriously?
members.
They built New LA that fast? I mean, I guess they had like a deployable city.
Had a bad run-in
for
with a powerful
the ship.
engine. They didn't make it.
Left squad. Dude.
I see. Hey, look. I'm sorry. I hadn't heard.
It's okay.
And what's
I
up with this
see.
onion?
I
see.
I see.
I see.
I see.
I see. I see.
I
Not
see.
onion or ration. Tatsu is Nopon, brave and distinguished people with long history on Mira.
Okay.
Talks. Where'd you find this thing?
Rescued him. He was about to become lunch for some prone, these hostile Xenos we ran into. He's agreed to serve as our guide here.
Wow.
Could do without the Nopon.
And you? What's your story? Are you really as young as you look?
Weird question.
13 years old inside and out. I'm Lin Li Ku.
Well, hello, Linley Koo. You must be something to be able to make Elma's team at 13. All right. What about you?
It's such a weird arms race, the youth arms race.
I'm Lao Huang. I head up Pathfinder Team Belisarda. Good to meet you. You've got an interesting crew here, but they seem capable enough.
I chose them personally.
I figured. So, I heard Nelson's whole team got wiped out by some nasty new Xenos.
I would love to, like,
Is that true?
the opening cutscene establishes this as a really serious, dark sci-fi setting, but then it can't hesitate to get extremely goofy real fast.
We better watch our backs.
By the way, we picked up a lifehold signal in the direction of Noctilum. Have you or your crew come across anything?
Where?
I'm not saying you can't have levity in something like this, but
I take it the answer is no.
Yeah.
it feels more like it doesn't know what it is as a product.
We
Right?
bumped into another team and they didn't mention it either.
I see. All right. We were hoping your team might have a lead or some more
Of course she
info,
is.
but no such luck, huh? Well, thanks anyway. We should go.
Hey, hold up. Mind if I tag along?
But your assignment?
We're more or less done here. We just need to report back.
Well, until you do, you're
The
not
biggest
done.
stickus just left my squad.
Oh, give me a break, Elma. The rest of my crew can handle the paperwork.
Seen the scene in Life of Brian. Apparently, the extras in the scene were commanded by Monty Python. They weren't allowed to
Way more
laugh.
important.
Makes it much
Besides,
funnier.
I need the help. Finding it or handling the indigents that get in your way. Now, come on.
Master Sniper joins up. Data probe installed, versus standard harvest of uranium will sometimes yield additional precious resources. Here's a gift from Journey Ahead. Uranium, a precious resource. Known as Arc Sand Ore. And some succulent meat. Okay. Oh no, 3 different things. Here's some uranium, also a precious resource known as Arc Sand Ore, and some succulent meat. I was like, that's a lot of weird things to call uranium. Lend AMS support. Great augments for your year. New characters to join your party. My man... McCree. Let's see. Though outwardly calm and collected, conflicting emotions burn in Lau's heart. He and Doug are war buddies with a lengthy history. Okay, so I have like a reserve party, right?
The life.
So,
Guess this ain't so bad.
add Lau your team. Yeah, arms manufacturer of the AMs. Is there ever a good reason to use one of these blade scouts? They don't even get to use them permanently, right? There's another character that eventually leaves your party.
The life. Guess this ain't so bad.
Thought I just got this order. Did I not confirm it? Confirm changes. There he goes. Not amazing, they're just fun, sure. So here I would go on the screen here to change the probe if I wanted to. Data probe info. I did a lot of installing these last episode. That was kind of the main thing I wanted to do, is set up as many probes as I could so we could teleport places more easily. But I'll go ahead and do that in the new area we're headed to now, Noctilum, which is northwest of where I am. Scout people is stronger than you. Yeah, the concept of scouts is cool. Like I said, this game has lots of ideas that I wish were more fully fleshed out. Or I wish that other devs borrowed for like a giant game like this one. The thing that's weird about this game is so close to being an MMO, but it's not. I wonder if it would work better as one. The whole not having a named speaking character thing would certainly work with that. The same people that wanted Xenosaga to be 6 games. It's Rhine time. Jump on the Hydra's back. Nice. I think that, like, starburst effect around the damage number means that I did the positional correctly, right? Let's not fight a level 45. Oh, Jesus. Possibly, but I don't remember. How does it work, Walter? I remember that Xenoblade Chronicles 1 had a mechanic where different characters would try to chain status effects in order to completely take down an enemy. And I think that there were abilities that were color-coded in that way as well. That's the extent of the death penalty, right? You just kind of respawn back at the last landmark. You don't lose any XP or anything like that. You're the person making the call out, get a healing buff. So only the NPCs can make call-outs. I can't call out to other people, right? Yeah, feel free to explain this game to me like I've never played it before, because it's literally been 2 years. And 3 years before that. I'm impressed the things you're able to climb in this game. Otter's Rock. It's not quite Breath of the Wild, you can't, like, literally climb surfaces, but they really let you get away with jumping on stuff.
Oh, thank God.
GGO. Side quest. Question. The outfitters support the arms manufacturers, which we're not calling AMs in this line of dialogue. Sakuraba Industries. Anyone not inside a Skell? The Skells are the mechs. Soul Voice. Yeah, I remember, I think last episode I looked at the, like, progression track and it was extremely intimidating. Grab the data from the Skell I ditched in Rust Lake. Sure. Yeah, I guess I'll switch it to the other one in a second. I was going to say earlier that I really enjoyed playing old difficult MMOs where there was some advantage to, like, sneaking through the game world to get to a city before you were supposed to. Did that in Final Fantasy XI, where, like, if you could make it to the capital city alive, there were a lot of benefits to your character, but doing so meant going through very high-level zones, a really dangerous setting, and it seems like you can do a lot of cool stuff like that in this one, or just try to avoid everything as you trigger all the probes everywhere. Try zooming in to make sure that I'm placing probes and shit on here. Okay, I think I have the ability to place a probe in the area I'm about to head to. So placing a probe will let me fast travel there, also discovering the landmark for that zone will let me fast travel there. You made a night elf in Classic WoW. Getting into the cities people actually use as an adventure. Uranium deposit discovered. Okay, install data probe. And data probes aren't something that I have a limited number of, right? I just have to get to these beacons and install them. That's such a fun element of the game. Like, if the game was just that, run to every probe and explore every one of our unique areas, I would do that. Every hex has either 0 or 1 fast travel targets. Okay. So if it says there's a potential probe, it will always be the probe. If it doesn't say there's a probe, perhaps there's a... Oh shit, please don't hit me. There might be a landmark instead.
Well, you still can.
I think that landmark I passed maybe counted the probe. Let's see. Right level mechanical skill. That sounds right. Okay. The respawn is so fast too. Dying in Horizon Zero Dawn was like 45-second affair in a lot of cases. I'm trying to think how to ask this question.
They've seen us.
The combat system in this game, I think I probably asked this in the prior episode, but I don't remember the answer. How much does positioning matter? Like, is it MMO style where they can just hit you? Or if you're like sprinting past them, is there a chance that they'll swing and whiff into the void? Hey, new landmark, nice. This is crazy pretty. Let you choose what skills to level up, but anything other than rushing mechanical is probably wrong because of that. Yeah, makes sense. It's MMO style, they can just hit you, okay. So it's not like they're creating an attack and if you're standing in that space you get hit, it's more traditional RPG style. They selected attack on you, so it hits. Sucks to be you. See how to get up there. So I haven't played Anthem, but I've heard that Anthem has a really satisfying basic locomotion. Like, they basically designed the whole game around, it really feels good to fly around in your jetpack in this, and then didn't really add anything else on top of it. This seems a little bit more finished than Anthem in that respect, but... Wreckage. I do like the making you mash A to type the thing, that's kind of cool. Alright, let me see if I can figure out how to get the other mission I was doing back on my marker here. Chapter 4. Yeah, fascinating is a good word. I've got several games like that where it's like, actually Animal Crossing is in a similar space for me, where I really, really like Animal Crossing. It has a lot of cool ideas and it does a lot of things that other games don't do. But golly, there are a lot of really bizarre decisions. And I'll list them, man, I don't like this, and this, and like, people will be like, man, you really hate Animal Crossing. It's like, no, I love this game. It's just kind of dumb.
The life homepage should be further ahead.
Friends will climb big, rocky mountains.
Dumb in baffling ways, too.
But how? Tatsu has tiny feet, stubby, flimsy limbs.
No spine either. But the turnip does have a point. I don't think there's any way we could scale those cliffs.
Agreed. We'll need to take a detour. Let's try going around that way.
The story purpose of having a sapient Mirren resident to tell you about things that you couldn't otherwise possibly know is cool, but the fact that they made it a no pawn is something I'm not the biggest fan of. Okay, so this guy's another person's character. That's super interesting. Vision support. So that's probably better to take division support than it is to try to take them on as a temporary party member, especially if I already have a maxed out group of regular full-time characters. Switches in Manila. Dude, I wish I could capture the gamepad minimap because it's like super helpful. Yep, there's an auto attack wrecking me. I'm impressed that so many of these online mechanics still function. I thought almost all of it was tied to Miiverse. Hope this game gets a re-release at some point. Alright, I'm gonna try to hit. There's a probe northwest of me. This game is one of the better uses of the gamepad I've seen. Like, it's basically just a map, but it's an extremely useful map to be able to look at all the time and tap stuff on. Theme soundtrack is wild. Whoa! Oh, he's level 13. I'm gonna be able to deal with him. Raging Simius. Okay, so when he's like lay down cover fire and it's yellow, that means he wants me to use Beam Barrage. Move in and do some damage would be my orange side swipe attack, right? Split edge. There's the cover fire. Ouch. Now I think they can still finish the fight off even if I'm dead, right? And sometimes they have abilities to pick me up. I might have qualifying skills that aren't equipped in the bar, sure. They have to win within 30 seconds for it to count. Yeah, the map hex system is pretty cool, I agree. Let me see if I can mess around with my bar here 1 second. Remember this system being crazy complicated. You haven't learned this yet. Okay, I think I've got everything that I have access to on my bar right now. Skills are not the same as arts. I may as well take this. Boost potential by 12%. Okay. Many body enemy parts have their own health bar and little targeting start. We use the right stick to target a specific part. Okay, like Monster Hunter style? God, this game has so many ideas. It's nuts. So may as well fill these up for everybody here. I'll have to play the game for longer. The class soul voice system is pretty complex. Let's see. Balanced offense and defense. Suitable for professionals, that's not me. Inflict sleep. Inflicts debuff resistance down, grants barrier. Deals ether damage. Seizes control of the enemy and turns it into an ally. Beam resistance. Electric's resistance up. Guess this one looks more interesting. I can't get it yet, obviously, but I was just curious what all was in there. Yeah, it's cool music. Right, so these are the little combos where you can call out people to do things with different colors, right? That's complex. That's cool. I don't know if I'll mess around with it. I wish this game gated some of those mechanics a little bit more. I'm pretty sure they're all available to you, like, right at the very beginning, right? Yeah, right. It's like Dark Cloud 2. The battle music in that game would reset whenever you would walk near the aggro range of an enemy. So you would hear like the first 10 seconds of the song hundreds of times. So what makes me switch between gun and... Okay, I can press the X button to switch between gun and sword. And that changes what... Okay, no, certain arts will switch which weapon I'm using automatically, I think. And when I do that little B button press, that's me telling other people what to do, right? That's my soul voice. Try to heal Elma real quick before she dies. And Elma's dead. Why would I wait for the little circle around Split Edge to fill up green? Does it give it like an extra effect if it's maxed out or something? Some higher cooldowns have different effects. So either you telling others what to do or responding to someone else's call-outs. I see. I basically top off between every battle, right? The aggro system in this game reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy XI as well, which is cool. The right stick is what changes what thing I'm targeting if I like face it, basically. Emma got wrecked last time, let's heal her. I see. So that was me responding to the move-in and do some damage prompts. Is it good to save my cooldowns for when the characters call out for me to do things, or does it not really matter either way? Fire Carnival. How does rezzing work? Can I cast any heal, or are there specific abilities that let you do that? Perfect. Ow, Jesus. I cannot get hit. It's really bad. Alright, Lau, you gotta nuke this guy down. Come on, Lau. Get one big crit on him. That's all you gotta do. Or get yourself killed, that's fine. Right stick locks a target. Okay, thanks. He's tankier when nude? Really? I literally just recruited him, so... Kingdom for an optimized button. The negative resistances on the side, I see. There is an optimize button somewhere. Equip strongest gear. Let me just do that for everyone real quick. I'll eventually actually choose stuff. But this game is overwhelming enough at the beginning that I want to kind of have it help me out as much as possible. Oh, I can do it from this menu too, that's convenient. Highest defense. Resist is more important than defense, so what's the difference between the two? Is defense like chance to hit and resistance is damage reduction? We're both getting one shot by this guy if he hits us right now, so... I probably, if I was re-choosing the class I would be playing right now, instead of playing a distance character, I would try to play a tank. Since me dying disables the ability for us to keep fighting, you know?
I'll start things in range. This part I like. Shadow strike.
I've got your quick fire. Lightning, fling 'em.
Arching blast! Keep shooting!
Prepare.
First down!
Side slash.
Which body parts I want here?
Hit harder. Well,
Beam barrage.
guys, take it from
My adrenaline's rising.
Arching horn!
So the attack type they're using based on the icon.
Shadow strike. Chrome armor.
Balance breaker!
Beam barrage.
And our whole party shares TP, right? So if he chooses to res someone, that means I can't. Just a run, we're not gonna beat this thing.
I'm not afraid to do
Try to get to that other probe here. Green targeting reticle tells you what kind of attack they're using. How do I advance classes? Is it like being the class for some amount of time means I'm earning job points or something like that? If I'm in combat with a single enemy, does that preclude me from getting in combat with more enemies? Every enemy killed gives you class points. They do take some time to regen. Pass this bugger. Alright, new warp point. Around a bunch of level 40 enemies, but still sneak out of here, I think. Massive request style enemy trains. I like the idea of trying to play as a support character and letting the AI do the work. So I need to go northwest, but I need to find a way to climb up to do that. Definitely done some climbing on branch shenanigans before. Sapphire carpet. Yeah, we'll see. I'll look into trying tank later. I think the reason I picked support is that I was asking, like, which role is the computer worst at? I imagine the computer is generally pretty good at tanking. There's not a lot of complexity to it. impressed I'm able to climb all the way up here. It's really neat. Alright. I don't think I can get up on that mountain from here easily, can I? Heavily rewards 3D platforming cheese. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I feel like that's like the most fun part about this game by far is just jumping around on the map, getting places it feels like you're not supposed to be able to go to. Keep poking around the edge here and see if I can find a way up. Back to the probe from earlier, and this is the opposite side of where I want to be. Can I see a more detailed map? I think I only get the little hexes on the gamepad screen, right? It doesn't give me a lot of specific information about the area I'm in and what it looks like. I might have to go far northeast to be able to get in there. Try doing that. I haven't done anything in the hex that's northeast of me. R D-pad up. Oh, that's cool. Oh my god, there's so many crazy buttons in this. Wow. Thanks for the tip. Hex is going to turn off to see the terrain better. Okay, I see the button for that now. Yeah, I think I have to go all the way around, or find a way to climb up on top of it. And I'm dead. Leave me alone, guy. It's not worth it. I know, right? The number of buttons or things like that is insane. Field level skill insufficient. I'm gonna get mechanical first. And remind me, how do I level up my field level skill? Is that just by placing probes? It's not from combat, right? Whoa! Oh, huge and open this area is. That's cool. Console in the hometown. What currency is used to advance them? The level goes up by doing all lots of other things. Okay. This thing's cool. Oh! Well, we're fucking dead. I thought maybe that was, thought it was just like a cool little ruin that I could explore. Hell, I'm just gonna upload a message. Yeah, I think I tried to take the one, so in order to advance points, I should be looking for collectibles, which are the little diamonds on the map. I see. Thank you. And that'll let me advance the field skills more if I focus on getting those. The game is gorgeous. Is there like a stone bridge above me? Holy shit. Killing things also grants some division points, okay. You get some just for exploring. By exploring, you mean like uncovering nodes, basically? Should be... okay. I want to get up there. I'll try to figure out how to do that. Great. I'm pretty sure I took the collectible thing because I wanted to be excited about all of the random pickups. There was something in the original Xenoblade Chronicles I never really got invested in finding or collecting those. You make this gorgeous world and ran short on time to put a game in it. Yeah. It's a shame. I've talked about this before, but the idea of, like, burning your one chance at making something in a cool setting or a cool world. Like, wouldn't it be neat if someone created... Hey, thanks, Burner. I appreciate that. Someone set a precedent to, like, just try again. Just use the game world and make a different game in the same world. Right? Yeah. Shaded elevation map, I agree. I think I have to start from much further up, much further back, basically. Where does the map say? Okay. Way the fuck far away, but there's some level 8 creatures here. Coil Tree Cape. I could just spend most of the session trying to fill up hexes in this area. I think that was my declaration in the previous bonus stream for this, that I was just going to run around the map and try to get as many fast travel points as possible. I want to climb up if possible. Maybe this will take me up. Maybe that's what monoliths should do. Just contract them to design worlds. Which is basically what happened with Breath of the Wild, right? At least they helped. Yeah, right. Let you swim around. I think there's an invisible wall if you swim too far out, but it's pretty far out. This game must have been a nightmare to test. I shouldn't imagine writing a test plan for this. Crap my pants. This is taking me deeper into this zone. I want to go back the way I came. I also don't want to risk getting killed after traveling so far. It's cool the FTC occasionally has a giant mech super boss in it, too. I'll go that way. Can't be Nightwood. Watch out for enemies. It'd be a huge bummer to die. You're coming all this way. So, red on their level number means they're aggressive, right? What do blue, green, and purple mean? I guess there's also like a little symbol next to them that says that those things aggro by sight. Is the red little eyeball? There's a probe. Definitely want to get that. That's part of what reminds me of Final Fantasy XI, of having to manage the different aggro styles, which is really cool. You can like, walk behind sight aggro enemies, get places you're not supposed to get to. Notorious monsters. No! Can there not be level 20 dudes around there? Can maybe make it to the next one. There's another one further along the bridge here. That guy is tall. It looks like the probes are like alternating tiles in many cases. You could sneak up behind them and barely get in range of the spot without aggroing the enemies. Really? That sounds really satisfying to succeed at. Alright. There's sight aggro, right? I can't really see what direction they're facing. Facing the beacon, basically. It's pretty aggressive with it being sight aggro, like they won't just aggro me if I get close behind them, I assume. Nice, good looking out. And it despawns them. Ha! I love it. Alright, so now I can fuck with the probe settings, right? What's a good probe to use to start with? Like, there's consumable ones, right? I'm looking at basic probe, mining, research, and storage, and I have a limited number of each of those. Should I just try to use all of my consumable probe or special probe types in as many places as I can? Mining is what I mostly want. And can I freely swap those out? Like, can I go back to that node later and put a different probe on there? Okay, that's cool. So I got that little 5 that popped up after I walked over the little crystal. I like that they give you that option, that's cool. Pay when you swap them, okay. No, thank you.
Here comes some more idiots. Here comes some more idiots.
Thanks, McCree.
Reinforcements. Watch
How
out.
many anime characters do you think he's voiced?
Where do they all come
Polydrawn
from?
Peaks. That's a bad sound. Level 14, Alfombra the Transcendent. So, notorious monster. Is that what the little crown means?
Here comes some more idiots.
Hey, how's it going, Sanguine? Nice. COVID-19 saves the day.
Where do they all come from?
Rado Mortiful.
Here comes some more idiots.
Do they want to call a giant crab an idiot?
Where do they all come from?
Yeah, tyrants. Notorious monster. I first saw it in Final Fantasy XI, and I've seen a lot of other Japanese games use that exact same phrase. It's like the game mechanics equivalent of like Great Demon King, as far as terms go.
Looks like we've got a newcomer. Touch me up.
Try to get to the probe without being aggroed here. Easier said than done. Okay. This is fine. How much you guys regenerate here? I did that 4 years ago. Shockingly, this game is already 5 years old. Close to 4.5 years old. Doo-doo. Not two of them. Could do one. I'll try to aggro one of them here in a second. You can drop aggro, I wouldn't yell at you.
I need recovery.
You the only one that followed me? Nope, they both did. Never mind. Physical stress. So, independent of their level, size scales the challenge or something? Do they have a leash radius based on their spawn point, or a leash radius based on how far away you are from them while they're chasing you? Trying to avoid aggroing anything else when I drop them here. Function of size and level. Interesting. So even though this one's level 12 and I was struggling with a level 14 simian monster before, this thing might give me less trouble. Because it's quite a bit smaller than that guy. Also, the human guys around the probe earlier may have been easier for me to deal with too.
I need recovery. Repair. I should heal up first. I owe you one.
You guys can give up, you know. I wouldn't judge you if you were to give up in fighting those things. One of them did. Teleported back over to me here. Is it just loud that's back there now? Oh no, they all teleported over to me. Okay.
Prepare. Take the initiative. Close in.
Can my party members aggro things by themselves?
Give yourself a boost player.
Guy's way too big. Try to de-aggro it. I ran over here successfully before. Oh god. I just want to hide! Oh god! This game's fun.
Side slash.
Tripod rock. Ahoy there!
Primer.
I can't hang out with them until combat drops, right? There is a travel spot up here.
That's right.
Division support. So I can pass the time. Landmark discovered is always an instant fast travel spot. Let me see. Okay. So I wanted to get the one that I'm currently facing. Sorry, I know you guys can see the map here. I'll try going straight forward to get it. I get into a fight now, I'm okay with it killing me, because then I can just respawn. So even though I'm of a similar level to Alfombro the Transcendent, it would kick my ass because of how huge it is. So like, what's the level threshold where the level calculation really starts to matter? Is it even one level difference in the most style?
Looks like we've got a newcomer.
It's huge, and it's a notorious monster.
Damn weather. Somebody fix this.
Go team. Alright. Now we want... I wonder if the ones that I, like, scared off last time walk back here. Try to fight them one at a time.
I don't think they'll let us walk away.
I'll start bringing the shadows.
So how does aggro work during combat? Are they going to wake up due to the sounds of me fighting here? It's like the one back there did.
Oh, appreciate the help.
Give yourself a boost while you're at it. First down!
Oh, lame. Your call out was a little late.
My forte, but if you insist.
Lasers seem to get fired up.
Does this help?
Fire carnival!
You tell them about your fire carnival or whatever.
Not out.
Does this help?
Get him wow.
Switch to close range combat.
AoEs can hit them.
Beam barrage.
Give yourself a boost while you're at it.
This should tighten over.
How much time do I have to respond to a bark? Just as long as it's on the screen? Which will only go up to 17. Okay. I kind of look low on the bar. Here I'm having an advantage of fighting at range, right? This thing looks like it does a lot of PBAOE damage. Looks like it also has a ranged attack. Push it off, please. Don't be in the water.
Gaining ground. I need recovery.
First try, jeez. Drop some guns. I'm guessing there's like basically no authored loot in this game. It's all procedurally generated for the most part. Let me wait for the region here. Party calls for melee a lot. First try. Very cool. Okay. Let's see. I think the other reason I selected the division I selected was to get something that was potentially infinitely renewable, which I think it is. There's another probe site to my northwest. I'm going to try to hit that one just to get as many probes as I can, and then I'll go down. I think that's actually going to take me in the direction of the thing I need for the main story quest.
I don't think they'll let us walk away.
Per enemy type loot, procedural equipment loot. Also, the pickups you can find just around the game world are pseudo-authored, I'm guessing. Like there's certain types of items that are more likely to spawn in certain areas. I can't see the map when you're fighting me, dude. So this might take me too far down. Quite well recorded, okay. This is kind of heading in the direction of a probe but I don't know if it's up there or down here. I guess I should assume that it's up there. There's also a landmark down this way, so let's see if I can trigger it. What does the red lightning bolt mean? Does that mean that they're triggered by ether attacks or something? Like magic aggro? Lightning sound. Okay. Sound is just like easier to get caught. Vision, there's like a circle around them you can envision. Are there abilities that can quiet you or make you invisible in this? That's how you would do it in something like Final Fantasy XI. Oh, this is cool. Field skill mechanic 5 required. I'm not gonna remember this is here. I do like that you can see the probe points from really far away. Okay, so I don't think I want to do anything in the ocean down here. We'll go back up. Climb up and go the long way around. Oh, is the fact that I found that chest recorded so I can come back to it? You will never come back. Part 2 of 75,946. I'm gonna max those out ASAP. How's quarantine impacting you, Sanguine? Are you enjoying being a parent more or less? Keep seeing jokes shared around that, like, there might be some COVID-19 babies, but they're all going to be firstborns. Get that done. Is this another? So what? How do the other player characters spawn? Do they are they selecting an option to put their character there, or there's just a chance that they're in the same squad? The squads are like little like mini servers of other players, so that you're not connected to like literally everyone, kind of like the way it works in Dark Souls, where they're at any given time you're connected to like maybe 40 other players max that you're seeing messages and invasions from. Andrew and I have put our plans to get pregnant on indefinite hold. Don't want to be putting pressure on the hospital system 9 months from now. Still be far from over, I think. Matt Mercer complaining about giant crab idiots is going to be a defining feature of this game, isn't it? I can never kick it from my party now.
Here comes some more idiots.
Gotta get that as a sound effect for stream. Even more idiots. Infinite idiots. Alright, so the probe I want is southwest of here. There it is. First try. I might need to go through here to get to the objective anyway. I'm impressed that this game gives you an early story mission that requires you to do all of this, like, jumping, climbing crap. Like, that's the most fun part of the game. Having the game require you to do it is a good call. Oh, this is actually the main way you're supposed to get there, apparently. It's triggered a
Friends,
cutscene.
hold up. Something coming ahead.
Act selflessly.
Hey! Down in front! I can't see!
Another Xeno.
Whatever it is, at least it's not a prone.
Perish the thought, good sirs. Perish and kill the thought. We would never associate with those savages.
Who are you?
Ah, yes, 1,000 pardons. We are called El Sirum. Gorgeous El,
Jeez, fucking Xeno team.
No pawn among you. We have inhabited
The people that brought you a character named Ziggurat 8. Everything that Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden is parodying and more.
A friend knows about Nopon people?
Yes, yes, of course. No pawn purchase my wares quite often, you know. They're excellent, how should I say, suckers?
I think you mean customers.
So, Mr. L, you've lived here a long time?
Just L, and yes, such a nice, quiet world. The wildlife and insects are also docile, such gentle dispositions.
Concur the wildlife is peaceful. Disagree.
Indeed. Yes, friends Lucky Tatsu here to protect them from becoming main course.
Yeah, because we can toss you out as an appetizer.
Have you ever seen a game with such a dark sci-fi setup?
Creatures here are hungry, yes, granted.
Like, I was like, okay, maybe the Nopon are the only sapient race, and they're just really silly because they wanted to include them because Xenoblade Chronicles 1.
What?
Well, who can blame them with all the commotion here as of late? Not that we're pointing our fingers at you, mind. No, it's those prone, sons of bastards.
Yeah, we're not their biggest fans either.
We
Everyone's, like,
them.
not reacting to this guy at all, too.
Ruined. They are all. How should we say?
Their minds would be completely blown by there being other races on this planet they fled
By the
to.
way, L, you seem to speak our language quite fluently.
Yeah, shock.
Yeah, most of the time.
We owe it all to that wreckage back there. What a treasure trove. Especially the data terminal we found inside. It is the ultimate portable snack for satisfying our insatiable curiosity.
So we've been here for weeks?
Back there?
Dude,
That's our piece of the life hold?
I would like this
Certainly sounds like it.
setting so much if it was like you crashed and then they wake you up
Of
after you've
course,
been in a
of
life hold
course.
pod for like decades or something.
Thanks. Lynn, see what you can make of it.
On it. Okay. Yep. This is library data.
Let me see. Huh, so it is. The unit L stumbled upon must be part of the Lifehold's archives.
So, not the core then.
The entire ship was torn to bits when we came down. The odds of any single piece of Lifehold being the core aren't very high.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess not.
Now, Lynn, don't be glum. The Lifehold archives are the sum total of all
I feel like a lot of the
human
songs in
knowledge.
this soundtrack
is
are
really
not
fun.
appropriate to be played on repeat.
We should try and secure it ASAP.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a cool song.
Might not be a good time.
Why not?
It's a weird fit for this conversation.
Wildlands, the ass caves. We just
The
came
ass
from them,
caves?
Thrown are all over the wreckage.
What?
Uh-oh. This is bad.
Very bad. Let's go.
Apologies we didn't mention it before. We assumed you'd abandoned it. Allow us to show you the way. After all, as you say, too many heads are better than none, right?
Close enough.
How many teams do you think there were? Like, it strains credulity. I can't believe that the same person who came up with the whole aliens showed up on Earth and they had to get in these white whale ships or this one big arc ship, and then it crash landed and the lifeboat broke up and there's all these pods. And it's really grim and awful. Also came up with like the Nopon and that guy, L. I took a back way they didn't originally intend. Really interesting. It still said that was part of the Chapter 4 cutscene, though. Is he able to spawn in other places or something?
Not what I was hoping to run into.
Lambert the Divine Wind. The notorious monster names are pretty great. They're like computer-generated Giphy cat links in a lot of cases. Hypothetical upside-down gopher. Three major routes to get there.
We were afraid of this.
Is Ella's voice actor the guy that voices James on Pokemon?
They see?
No. This is organized. Calculated. We aren't the only ones hunting down the light.
What was it? All Earth aliens must die, right?
We have to try and salvage what we can. Let's go.
Please be like of order level 8 or 9 or something. Don't ask.
Not what I was hoping to
It's
run
too high. You're saying they should be easier, right?
Beam barrage! I appreciate the help.
Because they're human-sized. What triggers my ability to use or not use Recuperate? Is it the weapon that I have out? I feel like I've had previous battles that lasted a really long time and I never saw it come up even as an option. Topple, that was the mechanic I was trying to remember from the original Xenoblade. Don't die, Lynn. I'm about to die. Very good. Cost TP. Did not count as side strike, okay. I feel like there's a difficulty sweet spot in this game where you kind of have to pay attention to win. Be careful, position smartly. But it's hard to find enemies that are right in that sweet spot. That fight felt like that. Everyone's low the whole time. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's another video game where I love the game world, super into it, Everything story-wise they put into it after the opening cutscene, not the biggest fan of. She didn't look at the fire. She's a
not a pro.
snake lady.
They're working together.
They've done that camera angle or variant of it like 5 times in this introduction. Shoot the.
Human extinction is duty. Our duty.
She's like a Zora combined with a
So that's what you call yourself?
Twi'lek. Ganglion.
Humanity is a blight, a great cancer festering on the cosmos. Our job is to eradicate it.
Tickle that ganglion.
What gives you the right to destroy the life form?
Is that what you call
Mushishakapaka.
your language, your technology? And yet, so dangerous. You must be purged. This is our calling as Gangly, the cause of the righteous.
Then you'll forgive us for defending ourselves against your righteous cause.
Well, this should at least be more entertaining than stamping out the lives of your sleeping brethren.
Okay.
As implied as your mistakes.
Well, that's not great. We didn't get a full heal. Am I allowed to just run away? Because that would be funny.
Abort it.
Nope.
I don't want it to end like this.
So I wonder if reloading keeps the first group of enemies dead? But the boss is still there, so I can fight them from full resources?
You appear to be strong.
Leveling up my combat is literally just running around fighting monsters, right? See what happens if I head back to them here. Try it again with full resources this time, maybe. It does work that way.
They're tough. Touch me up. First down. Sorry, dear, but I need it first.
Alright, so level 16 is a pretty different number, it turns out, than... How do I switch targets? I'm trying to use the right stick, but I'm still stuck on her at the moment.
That's how to hit harder. Gaining ground. I need my help.
Thanks. Give yourself a boost while you're at it.
No, oh, there we go.
I should heal up first.
Soul Voice is a really significant heal if you can land it.
Touch me up. Shadow first down. Beam barrage. Balance breaker.
Don't you dare die without my permission.
Right stick is just the camera, but clicking it is what locks a body part. Okay. Alright, well I know this main story step is here. I need to be like level 16. I guess I'll just keep exploring in the meantime. Soul Voice is the main way to survive longer battles. Let's see here. Which tiles have I not done? I'm gonna go further north and try to hit as many of the probes in this zone as I can. I'll leave that as a future Marstead note. Come back there at a higher level. run into any small, evenly leveled enemies, I'll try to fight them now as well. So we're gonna go north. Get more probes. I do like that you can see the pickups from a distance. So roughly how many points, like, of order am I expecting to pay to level up skills like mechanical? Or is it like hundreds or thousands of points? I'm wondering what percentage of the way there I'm getting every time I pick up a collectible. Yeah. I had that issue with the original Xenoblade Chronicles as well, just trying to do the story in order. I had to stop to grind regular mobs extremely frequently.
I need recovery.
There are no rewards for engaging in partial combat, right? You have to actually finish the enemy off. I get a lot of value out of some of these enemy models by making like giant versions of them.
Powerful enemy incoming.
Breaking off a part and then running away, basically. Should be a probe to the east. How do I know if there is a landmark in Hex, but I haven't discovered it yet? Will it be marked on the map in some way? Be high up. What's that button combo to send up a probe? There it is. That's so weird. It's cool. It's up here. I can get to it. So I can find a way up. Big ass tree, maybe? This big ass tree. Breaking all the parts off of a giant boss and then putting out repeatedly. Interesting. Need to get a feel for what counts as being too. Oh, it would have been nice if I could have made that. What's too steep? I should probably get one of the mechs here. Are they comparable for world exploration, or do they move even faster? I imagine they have to be careful with the movement speed in this game, otherwise the world wouldn't be able to run so cleanly as it does ship. Stay away from that guy, he's gonna kick our ass if he sees us. So I just got a Maranium storage limit reached. Is that globally true, or is that just true for like a nearby probe that I turned on around here? The story will tell me when I can get max, it's not soon. Okay, and I guess I should remember that I can fast travel easily, and fast traveling doesn't consume time because the loading screen is so short. Oh, I probably could have cheesed my way up there. Wow. Alright, let me try that then. So, world map, Primordia. What kind of things can I spend Mira on? I can't directly teleport into New LA, right? I have to like teleport outside and then run inside and then I can teleport in there. Creating the arms manufacturers by better here. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to do that, sorry. Oh, right, its own zone on the map, you're right. The AM console is in the commercial district, question mark? I see it to the right of all the other maps now, thanks. Bunch of quests here. AM's in the Blade district. Thanks. Blade barracks. Sorry, I'm looking through a mini-map here to find what tile I want to warp to. I thought there was like an area right outside the Blade barracks that had a bunch of shops and things. I might be thinking of something else. Just pick one. Barracks customization. This is like the definition of an overwhelming game. Improve affinity. Cannot accept story and affinity missions at the same time. Division support, please. Gummy ball. All the buffs, apparently. Presumably that's the same Blair I met earlier, okay. Christ. Thanks, Lord. This is the bare bones multiplayer content over here. Wait, why are they still here and able to provide division support? After I already accepted it. I thought they despawned before. Find my way out of here. I think it's the admin district right outside the Blade barracks. That's what I'm looking for. How do I leave the barracks in there? 2018. One tiny door, turns out. Okay, so I would like to spend Mira. What's a good way to do that? Gone through most of the resources we brought with us on the White Whale to build New LA. We need a large supply of uranium to ensure operations can continue. Just want to deal with a pack of juvenile simians. That sounds like something I could do. Oh, it just gave me 3. Does it want me to set all of those as my target? Show gratitude or scoff.
How's it going?
Here you go. Mission complete. The text is so tiny. Even on my screen, I'm sure it's worse on stream.
Yes.
To your right is a console you can spend it on. So not this one, but further over somewhere. Scout Blades. Yeah, it's coming out for Switch, isn't it? It looks pretty good. I like to play that game again, not on the 3DS. They're kind of pushing it with the 3DS port.
Hey!
So this is costing money, not Mira. I can't do scale frames because they're extremely expensive. The next one over. Arms manufacturers. Battle traits. Oh my god. This is too much. It's actually worse than Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Engineer augments. Why is this all available in the first few hours? This was all here when the game first started, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. I just wanted to see what else is here. It's terrifying. Sakuraba Industries created a new product line, Lightwear Series. Gravity resistance. Wait, I didn't think that was something that could be a gear effect. So they leveled up because I've been wearing their gear in the field and haven't been to this terminal? Oh my god. Okay. So I can invest Maranium. Is there like a good one to spend it on? Weapons room for stability, lag behind resistance. Beam attributes. So I'll just do Sakuraba since I've already started on it. And this is the best use for my mirror at the moment, right? Everywhere. Yeah, that's kind of cool. They're getting data from you. Spend it all. Nothing else to really use it on. Okay, it looks like there was a quest that required it, but... Does it make sense to spread it across companies, or to just dump it all into one company, do you think? I guess I can get this one to level 2. Oh, I can't math, apparently. Cost increases exponentially, but the benefits of gaining one level up are significant. So I still have to buy these things, right? So I buy them from the shop next door. Okay. Ground gear, main character, ray gun. Good lord. All I care about are the stats at the bottom, is that true? So what's the difference between Soldier, Last Year 2, and 3? This one has plus 15 twice, this one has plus 16 once. This one's more expensive, so I assume it's better? Oh, the attack is higher. So it's like base attack versus a bonus to ranged attack, maybe? So this one's only slightly better. Why would they... I'm looking on the right side here. Ammo 3, ammo 1. determine how many times you fire before you have to reload or something. I guess for this one being only 1 damage higher, this one has more stats that look like a good thing. Yeah, it is. Purchase and equip. Oh, there's a beam versus thermal damage. So my current weapon's pretty good, apparently. This game's like competitive with Dwarf Fortress in terms of the shit it just throws you into. It seems like a mild increase given how expensive it is. Lightning versus fire. So I don't want to take any gear that significantly reduces resistances, right? Because we're saying that that's the more important part of defenses in this game. The actual defense stat's not that big of a deal, it sounds like. Okay, so none of the head armor is an upgrade. None of the armor is an upgrade. That's bad. This increases my ranged attack. It decreases... What do the different values in the lower right represent? Those are... What... I'm guessing the lightning one is beam. The radiation-looking one on the bottom right is thermal? Defense matters as much as resistance. Okay. All of this is worse than what I have then, if I'm following correctly. Elements are just super weird. Okay, so I don't think I want any of that gear. I'll try for the other characters though. Looking for stuff that's all blue. That's all blue. So is that. I think I just did something stupid. The red stuff is in the shop, but can't actually be purchased, or what? Can't do anything that is all blue for her. Okay. Basically strictly better. So I bought it, I'm not able to equip it yet, but when I get to a higher level then I would be able to equip it. Where is it? Okay, level 15. And level requirements tend to go up in multiples of 5-ish. Happily sell you gear that you can't use if you have credits. Okay. Almost strictly better. Pretty big resistance penalty though. Does she tend to use the shield when she's tanking? It doesn't actually affect her tank stats then, it's just a weapon. Happens to be a shield. No upgrades for him. His default gear is pretty decent. I see, so there's a lot of options here that are much higher resist than his defaults. I'm surprised that the swimsuit gear is like already in there right at the start of the game. Really? Those pants? This game desperately needs a transmogging system. Left and right sleeves sold separately. You have to have like one shoulder pad, right? So I've spent my Mira. Let's get back into the field here. I can basically just do that whenever it says it's capped, right? Or if I'm paying attention and I notice it's getting close to cap. Zoom out. We were looking for probes. We'll go back here. There is a transmog system? Okay. Transmogging is one of those systems that's like, it's obviously not free to include it in your game, but if you're gonna make gear appear on the character, it's quite a bit lower effort than a lot of other features you could add. Dude, this thing is so huge, it's obscuring a giant section of the lower left corner of the screen. I can't zoom out the camera at all, can I? Okay, if I hold L, I can. That's good. I want this to be all the way zoomed out in traditional MMO fashion. I never want to see my character. Whenever I die like that, are these pickups just respawning? Getting more... Oh, I should have checked while I was in town. I guess I can do that since the loading time is so fast. Remind me, where do I go to spend to gain skill points? Is that also in the admin area outside the Blade Barracks? God, there's so much shit here. Blade Conquerors. Armory Alley, Blade Barracks, Blade Tower. I can just do it in my menu. Okay, open. They're not these skills, right? These are separate things. When did I unlock Beam Boost? It's from ranking up the class from completing battles of gaining the equivalent of AP. The way the ground pickups work is more complicated than it needs to be. NPC, I got the Trailblazing quests for him. It's a specific NPC I have to talk to? Oh no, okay. Hold on. So is that in, yeah, sorry, field skills. Is that in the Blade Barracks? Just outside the barracks, okay. I think I remember where the door was, we'll see. Back to this insanely fast loading screen. I don't think I appreciated how fast this was loading when we played this in 2015 or even again in 2018. I found the door! Barracks door percent playthrough. How it takes comparably long to warp from one side of the world to the other as it does to open a door. Must be like an instance or something. It's weird they call that reset camera. That's, well, I guess it kind of is if you tap it, but if you hold it, you can zoom out. So it's an NPC, not a terminal, right?
Yes? Well...
Expanding Frontier Nav may allow us to witness some cool shit. Bare ass quests will let you grind. Probably should do that anyway. It's a affinity mission which I can't accept. Those are side quests that I just took.
Yes?
People talking about how you get points. Okay, so if I get to her and if I don't have enough points to upgrade, she won't tell me. Can I see how many I need so I know when to come back? See you, Sanguine. Good seeing you. Have a good week. Stay safe. Somewhere? Oh god. It's not going to be in the affinity chart. Not going to be in here. Blade level 3. The bottom. Okay, so I get 5 every time I pick something up. I need to have 5,000 total to be able to upgrade it. So come back when I see that go up one. Okay. Thank you all for your help. I think I would have tapped out on this game pretty quickly without streaming it, just due to being overwhelmed. Oh man. My Wii U is so old, even though I started the stream with my gamepad fully charged. It's now almost dead. In just 2 hours to play with it plugged in. Yeah, that seems correct to rush mechanics until that's maxed out. Should see about... Hold on. Making a Xenoblade document here. Okay, so press start to see blade level, XP from collectibles. I'm gonna mute while I type it. Hello, Gam. How are you? Hard cap of 5. The last level requires a quest. So, I can't max mechanical and all the other field skills. I can only pick one of them to max. I wrote down some notes for future Marstead. I'll try to keep at it. So blade level on the pause screen, you get XP from collectibles for that. I'm saying 5 is the cap for any one skill. We'll find some way to get high up from here. So the main reason you care about time of day is certain enemies only spawn at certain times, I assume. And I'm dead.
Move in now. While you still can.
I could switch characters when that happens. Okay, so you can get to 4, but going from 4 to 5 is a special process. Okay, get it. I may as well put some storage probes on random ones I've already found, right? Just so I don't have to pay attention to Mira quite as much. Oh, I don't have enough money. Okay, never mind. Is this area generally a higher level than Primordia? I couldn't tell because I'd be walking around this whole zone and occasionally run into like a level 8 enemy and be like, oh, I can handle that. I assume there's like different sections of the map, different strength creatures. Higher level more aggro. Okay. Next time I die, I'll go ahead and go back there and try to gain some levels.
Listen up.
I would love for this game to have a level syncing system where you get sidekicked down in whatever area you're visiting, but you still have to gain levels to visit areas that are higher than you, so you never get leveled up. That's cool. And there's also like the giant dinosaur enemies everywhere. This game seems like it has to have like dozens of super bosses. If everyone's super. Jason Lee in here to save the day. Landmark discovered. Fuck yeah. Warps as deep in as we can. Just a beetle that happens to be level 90. It's funny. Alright, this looks productive. This might actually get me.
That's true on any
Oh,
planet.
right. Another landmark. XP for recovering. Or XP for exploring. It's really cool. Joker. It's the Mihen High Road. Okay, go around this way. Yeah, the core gameplay loop of exploring around the map with your cool space jump and trying to avoid aggro from high-level monsters is a shitload of fun. Isn't there some, what was it, one of the Assassin's Creed games has a mode where it's like all the gameplay is turned off and you can kind of just run around and explore the map? They were proud of all the historical research they did or something. Super impressive. Come on. Testers. Let's see, I want to go northeast to get to this new probe. See if I can see it from here. Unfortunately, it doesn't mirror my mini-map on the gamepad which direction I'm facing. Wow. Let's see if I can see a probe beacon. Do not see one. Fall off, please. So off in this direction somewhere. Don't think we want to fuck with that thing. So you know that guy doesn't aggro because it doesn't have a red icon next to it, right? Nice, Surf. I'm excited to play more of that game. Super into it. It's supposed to be east, so maybe it's over that wall, but I don't think I can cover that wall. Like all the way on the floor after going all this trouble to climb up here. Maybe why I can't see it. But it looks like I'm super close to the edge of this hex, so like there's an entire hex east of where I'm standing. So I don't think I can do anything that way. I'm gonna try exploring the other direction here. Deeper in up this way. Do you find all the characters are pretty capable of clearing the game in different challenge modes, Surf, or do you think there are some that are just strictly better than others? There's definitely one to the north. So this little clock indicator up here. So the little divisions underneath the minimap in the top right corner, are those people that I've met that have given me their support, basically? Oh, it's a way to pass time. Right. Whether I have or don't have the support, basically. I can't believe I didn't get one-shot murdered by that giant robot demigod thing, whatever they called it. The oh, whoa, whoa, whoa part reminds me of a Lady Gaga song. For a beacon. Should be one in this hex somewhere. That must be it. Didn't get to attack during the giant death machine waking up animation. I think I wish most mobs had a slightly longer aggro to first attack period. Since they all seem to be able to like telekinetic grab you. The probe idea is the coolest for this sort of game. It's sort of similar to shrines in Breath of the Wild. Exciting, unique, fast travel points to uncover. I wish there were more world puzzle shrines in Breath of the Wild. That's something I'm hoping we're going to see in the sequel. Or like you have to do something special in order to be able to trigger the shrine to appear in the first place. Terrible germ of war. Oh, the XP I'm getting is not combat XP? I didn't realize that it was a separate axis. So what XP? Is it just blade XP that I'm gaining? Godspeed, sir. It's an area rather than a landmark. Interesting. But not blade XP, right? That doesn't seem to have gone up significantly. Gnarly.
My cooking got better.
Great nail. Fuck yeah. I'll level up this way for now. I mean, I'll grind eventually when I have to, but I'd rather see new content and get more fast travel points and then be able to do the main story mission than just like fight the same enemy over and over, do bare-ass quests. Should be a... oh, there it is. The long search is over. Alright, so it looks like the aggro system is pretty predictable. Like, if it says it's sight, you literally have to be in front of it for it to detect you. You could be, like, walking right behind it and it's not going to notice you. What are the two divisions I don't have the support of? I don't have the support for my collectible division, or the one next to it. See, I'm trying to see how deep I can get into this area before I die, at which point I'll go back to Primordia and try to do some side quests or something. So there's so many parallel character progression tracks in this, like gaining XP through running around, getting XP through doing bare-ass side quests, fighting enemies over and over. I wonder what the most fun way to do it would be. If I could find some low-level notorious monsters, that might be fun. Oh, this is like a poison swamp. Interesting. Should be another beacon around here. Oh, there it is. Whoa, I'm in love with Judas. Blood Pond Basin. Okay, thanks, Gabe. I wasn't sure that I deserved that. I wonder why they decided to make it all outdoors. So now I'm starting to see a lot of probe points that require level 2 mechanics. Every single one of those is producing Mira for me, isn't it? So the amount I get per hour increases, or Moranium, I should say. Is that just accruing while the game is up? Like, could I idle this game and leave it up in order to max out resources? I wouldn't do that because it's cheesy, but I'm curious if it works that way. Alright, level 2 mechanical. And bills. And give me some XP. I see. So you want to have all your mining probes running, basically. Are there certain areas that are, like, certain hexes that give more when you install a mining probe than others? Also, what does... I'm not entirely clear on what the research probe does. Should be more to the northwest. To the southwest, to the northwest. Cache. And the main way that I get different types of the consumable probes, or not consumable, but limited probes, is by doing side quests and stuff, or can I buy them somewhere? Level connected means that they're contiguous. Little treasure boxes, perhaps like the one I found earlier that required a mechanic level of 15. You're creepy. What's your... Oh, some probe spots have yellow lines between them. That's the one I need. Before I go there, hold on. It's this yellow guy. One mechanical. It's really silly, but tapping the A button there and having a little keyboard sound is pretty satisfying. I guess it's kind of like having to jump repeatedly at a coin block in Mario. Really get strong when you're thoroughly exploring. You're linking lots of them together, basically. How do we get up there? So at the end of the game, when you have every single probe location uncovered, are you just getting an insane amount of Mira per second, or...? Get all these salvage points because they're fun. What's the thing that it says I'm rank 4 in the bottom there? Build skill is insufficient. Mechanical 4. And that goes up with every battle completed. I want to get up on that cliff. What is one? Probably not on these mushroom things. These tree vines look too big. Five minutes for a tick. Okay. So if I don't have a mining probe installed, a single probe might give me like 1 uranium per tick. Prospector is the one that's for mining. Am I ever allowed to change that? I took this one because it looked like some of them included resources that were finite. The mushrooms will get me up there? Really? Didn't look like I could jump on them. Mining probe G5. There's places to jump on those mushrooms? I'll try it really quick. Doesn't look like they connect. Shortcut to what? These don't connect. It's the only one that looks like kind of gets to the ledge. So if this works, it's through some kind of like possibly unintended jump shenanigans of like climbing a surface that's just barely climbable or jump onable. There's not like a jumping puzzle here where there's a clear sequence of mushroom caps that would get me to the top, right? Yeah, I thought Robin meant that there was like a jumping puzzle here. Buy that it's possible via shenanigans. Bail on it for now. Cool though. I wonder if I get more XP for finding probes and landmarks that are deeper into the map, or if it's a consistent amount for all of them. It'd be kind of cool as a reward for going really far out there. So if I get a chance, if I find another one of those sleep locations at past time, I'm gonna try to make it daytime. Super hard to see. Excuse you. Getting a bit of a feel for the aggro radius. Is that pretty fixed for all enemies, or do like bigger enemies have longer sight cones? Flying creatures are really cool looking too. Should be a probe north. It's freaky looking. Northeast, probably all the way up on this rock. I can't believe how vertical this game is. The sheer verticality keeps... I keep not believing that something's really that high up, or that something that high up is actually accessible. No enemy has a sight radius smaller than its model. Sure. But I guess, from my perception, if I imagine an enemy will aggro if I get within, 10 units of where its face appears to be, it's probably always 10 units of its face, regardless of its size. Its face might be further forward if it's a bigger creature. Those things do not look friendly. This collectible crap I'm getting, does it do anything? Like a crafting system that I needed for? Quests I have to turn them in for? Or that really stressed me out in the original Xenoblade Chronicles. Keeping track of all this shit. Alright, level 3 mechanical. And an Animal Crossing museum. Gorgeous. All the stress. Be like, oh, it matters. It fucking matters. Any of the things that would freak you out, be freaked out. The museum is menu accessible. I see. Presumably I have like immediate access to it, I don't have to spend any resources. Once I have it, it just gets added to a wiki. Hopefully I don't regret this. Wow, how many hours was this? 100%. I imagine it was pretty crazy. Of course. The Collectopedia. $120 is actually not too bad. 5 battle points. Lucky panel. Fuck you, game. Lucky panel. Lava Mango. You did 100% of the significant content, right? The ultimate super boss has a hex, I see. Do you mostly get them from the Collectopedia? I like how these are like, oh, look at all these different insects, and it's like they're just Blue diamonds. Registering them in this way isn't consuming them, right? It's just I'm doing this while it's still in my inventory before I use them for crafting or something else. Be as a bonus, okay. It's consuming one of them. Wow, so yeah, it really is Blather's Animal Crossing Museum. Okay. Dude, the work. So does the little filled in circle mean that I've killed one before? Number slain. Defeated by. Complete entry. Do you get a complete entry by killing one, or killing several of them? Everyone's a harrier. This one might BP before getting into a fight. Okay. Let's see if I can do that now. So that's under skills. Current battle points 92. What is potential? May as well get the cheap, like, 2 BP upgrades, right? I already have them equipped. Some of these seem way more significant than others, right? Like, beam damage going up by 5% seems like a way bigger deal than evasion goes up by 2% for the same number of points. Also boost maximum HP. Wow. Potential is TP generation. So that's a pretty big deal. Let's upgrade her steel flesh some more. Oh, they all have separate battle points totals? So when I get it from the Collectopedia, that's going on the main character only. Oh, they can level your actives too. Oh my god. I want to give her lots of HP if she's all BP is for everyone separately. Wow, this is a system that I feel like you could just completely miss. 72 BP to upgrade. I already had done Slit Edge a little bit. Take all the cheap ones, right? Anything that costs 6 I should take. But I guess those are ones that I don't have set for those characters, right? So it's kind of a waste. Yeah. There's even a tiny little icon in the corner there where it's like, upgrade. I'm sure it introduced it to you earlier in the game, but still. Does a poor job of telling you about its system, does a poor job of gating those systems. They're like all available right away, which is insane to me. It's a thorough manual. Some of the effect increases here are insanely good. Recovers continual HP over time, boosts evasion, decreases the cooldown. Pretty significantly, too. And makes it last longer. It doesn't introduce this to you ever unless you read the manual. Holy shit. For such a significant mechanic, you don't even know how you're getting battle points or what they do. That's crazy. Look at all the cheap upgrades. Those seem significantly less impactful than the ones for Lyn. Getting a plus 5% HP upgrade every time for your tank is... Cannot upgrade further. Okay. Thank you. That's... Like, there's no way. He doesn't have any yet. 20% evasion seems like it's a pretty big deal. Or, well, I don't know if it's 20% dodge rate or their dodge rate is increased by 20%. Either are pretty decent, though. Once you max out a class, you can use that class as a weapon if you're set as other classes. So that's kind of cool. I need to remember to leave this note to my future self, then. We're getting close to that time. May as well get some arts upgrades here. Ranged attack up. Hit scaling 350%. 90% more damage when triggering a melee combo. Topple 2, topple 3. Hit scaling is like an accuracy modifier, maybe? More damage to appendages. Yeah, especially since all of these things, especially the initial upgrades, have an enormous impact on cooldown. Even just going from like level 1 to level 3 reduces the cooldown on most of your abilities significantly. Star Citizen scope, it actually came out. Oh, hit scaling is potency. Okay, thank you. That's helpful. Shit is crazy. Completely fucking crazy. Can swim to that waterfall. Payload effects, thanks. How you doing? Visit this game for 4 hours every 2 years to try to make progress. Hey, at least hitting up all the probes is actual progress. Sort of. Pick upstairs seems to suggest it's worth me swimming in this direction. Goes well. Play Persona 5 on a real-time calendar. Who earns... significantly underleveled. Need to get up to 16. Might be a cave in here somewhere. I don't think I'm getting any further in this zone, subzone. I have to climb really high up, and I do not see how or where to do that. I wish well, it might not even be the same team, but I kind of wish instead of them picking Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they would have just spent however much time and resources they spent on Xenoblade Chronicles 2 polishing this for another, 3 years. I can't get up there right now. Okay. Thanks. Whoa. Did not mean to do that. Move the game out of the gamepad screen. Okay, let's go to Primordia. Let's leave the game in the Blade Barracks so I can know what the fuck I was doing there. I'll stand by the door. And start leaving future Marstead notes, and I'll leave this episode as a come back and watch the end of this one, because this is the one where I leave all the important things you need to know about the core gameplay loop of Xenoblade Chronicles X. Okay, so future Marstead, there's a lot of things to go through here. First of all, your screen. You can fast travel everywhere by clicking anywhere on the map. Let me see if I can pull up the cat cam and show the gamepad here. Great. So you got this little map. You can click on any of these locations, and once you click on them, you have all these hexes. If you tap on a hex that has one of these little orange icons, you can fast travel to it with that little orange button in the bottom left corner. So remember that you can fast travel anywhere. When you pull up the map, you can also fast travel to New LA via these areas on the right. A good way to start is to go to the Blade Barracks and then take the door out. So I'm going to turn this thing off. Door out is over here. No, it's not. Shit. Blade exit %. Here we go. This is the door. Right outside the Blade Barracks in the administrative district, there's a bunch of shit you care about. So I'm going to try to step you through all of that. 15k to the next bonus stream. Probably be sooner than 2 years from now. It's quite a bit more advantageous under the new rules. I want to say this game gets a 7-hour bonus stream whenever it unlocks one. So it'll be nice to do this for 7 straight hours. Okay, so first thing you care about, this NPC here, you press the pause button. The division you've selected causes you to gain that Blade XP at the bottom of the screen whenever you pick up a collectible. When that thing fills up, you can talk to that NPC to advance your field skills. You want to advance your mechanics field skill, as that lets you get more probes in the game world, which is more fast travel points and more resources over time. Your probes right now are also generating Mira. You can spend that Mira at this terminal here, Arms Manufacturer, to level up gear sellers and then buy the gear from this terminal over here. You do already have some gear. Some of it is higher level than what you're currently able to equip. So double check your ground gear and go to X, strongest gear, just to see if anything upgrades. Every so often. Maybe don't trust it though, it looks like the math on it isn't great. Extremely importantly, you're gaining battle points whenever you're in battle or whenever you spend things in this Collectopedia thing under Intel. Battle points can be spent to upgrade your arts, which are your activated abilities, and your skills, which are your passives. So you select one of these abilities, you press X, they get insanely high boosts for doing this, so do not forget that mechanic exists. You will be significantly weaker if you don't advance it. What else? Right now, the main story quest that you're currently on is in the Noctilum area. You can set it from missions. Chapter 4, there's a boss fight. The enemy is level 16 and is currently destroying you, so you're going to have to do some leveling up. You can gain XP by continuing to grind the map and just look for probes that you haven't set up yet. So go to as many of those as you can. Eventually, if you have to, do some bore-ass side quests in the starting area, which is Primordia. Once you get to around level 16, you can probably go do that main quest. Watch the beginning of episode 2, because I give a pretty good overview of the story so far, in case you've forgotten if it's been a while. And remind yourself at the end of this episode, the one that you're about to record, to go back and watch the end of episode 3, because this is where I give all the basic core gameplay loop reminders. But right now, you're basically exploring around, unlocking as many probes as you can, getting lots of Mira, getting lots of blade points, upgrading your field skill, and trying to do the main story when possible, which requires some grinding along the way. Thanks, folks, for supporting Xenoblade Chronicles X. This is a really cool game concept and a really cool world. And I think Spiky used the word fascinating to describe it, and that's a really good description. I'm going to take a short break. We have got one more game today. It's World of Goo. Take me a few to get that going here, so bear with me.